Welcome to the show presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. Yeah, it's time. It's time for us to go to an advanced level of being a fanatic. Advanced level of being a fanatic, and that's where I'm going to go in this vid. D.O. I meant to do that. Basically, there's a difference between college football fanatics and professional football fanatics. Other than they're both using the word football incorrectly, but hey, you're not here for that, and I'm not here for this either. Let's just go ahead and get to it, shall we? First off, it's okay to not like and enjoy the same thing. I mean, I like bad things too. I like things that's second rate. I like fun bad. I like watching B-rated movies. However, the difference is I know that it's not first rate. I understand the level that it is. College football fanatics think, and they will tell you, that their sport is the bestest ever. The bestest of all time. In fact, the passion, they play for the passion. It is just different. It's a different kind of thing. You just gotta be there. You just gotta experience. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Been there, done that, and I still feel the same way. It's more or less almost being like you're a part of a cult. Not in a good way, not in a bad way, but in a way that makes you feel a little bit icky, a way that makes you feel a little bit sticky. In fact, you have to believe, and I'm not a true believer. I'm a non-believer who gets shunted. I'm the one who's been told that what I think about the sport is just misguided. I'm just disillusioned. It's disenchantment. Well, first off, the players are not student athletes. So we disagree there. They're not. They are worker bees for the bigger institution or the fiefdom or the small population that can consist of a small city state. And if you need to know what a city state is, I suggest you use the machines, you use a device, or you ask your assistant, your trusty assistant that you carry around with you in your pocket, better known as a phone. And if you don't have one of those, I suggest you raise your hand and you wait to be called on. Meanwhile, it's okay that they enjoy this second-rate product. It's okay that they're in it for, let's say, the passion. It's okay that they think that it should be and the only sport around. That's fine. But once you take them beliefs and you just start pushing it upon peeps and people like me and the rest of us fanatics who think that it ain't worth our time, that's where the pushback is gonna come. That's where I have a huge issue, and that's why it is time. It is time for me to sing like a bird. It is time for me to do all the things that I've been waiting to do for a very, very long time, but the moment is now. The moment is now. The time is now. I don't follow. I'm not a part of this, let's say, fiefdom, let's say fandom, let's say miniature want to be cult. Does that work? I think so. The football is second rate. Imitation is definitely not the best way of flattery. College Open is not NFL Open. There aren't these huge gaps amongst the players, amongst the receivers. In NFL, Open is a couple of inches, maybe centimeters. College Open is, hey, just throw it in that direction. The person that's covering the receiver, tight end, running back, or anybody that can catch the ball, he will be open by a country mile. Yes, a country mile. Once again, Google's your friend. DuckDuckGo is your friend. Yahoo search is your friend. You can go ahead and use it. They don't bite. They don't bite. The play on the field isn't the same. It's different. Then the competition levels isn't the same either. One team is, if they are deemed worthy, or how about this? One team, if they are powerhouse, they're not going to face another powerhouse until maybe possibly the playoffs. They go against cupcakes. The other cupcakes can probably beat up on each other, but a powerhouse losing to a cupcake, it rarely happens. And when it does happen, let's just say, I can't recall. And it's not that I'm purposely saying this or purposely doing this. I just don't know. Because really, are they necessarily a cupcake, unranked team, low in the rankings, like 100 plus, maybe in the FBS or FCBS? Is that it? Then if they beat a team in the top 10 or the top 20 or the top whatever, sure, whatever, okay, fine, maybe, but it doesn't happen. There's no any given Sunday. The level of competition between the top college programs, the top universities versus some of the lower universities isn't the same, because the recruitment isn't the same, and there's just so much that's not the same. And I'm supposed to say this is the best. I am supposed to spit up in the air and call it rain. I am supposed to eat the yellow snow and say it's delicious. Give me some more ice cream, please. Nah. I'm gonna call it how it is. It's not that I'm not a fanatic. It's just that I'm not going to pretend that something is what it is when it's not. That's how we got to calling these players in college student athletes, when they're probably just athletes and not necessarily students by the definition of student athlete. And there's a marketing campaign that's being pushed upon the rest of us, saying what is when it's not what it is. And that goes back to me saying that not being a part of the cult, not agreeing with something that is completely disagreeable, and disagreeing with that gets you shunned, tarred and feathered, if you will. I just like seeing the best. I just like being entertained by a top-rate product. Why should I subject myself to something second-rate, pretending to be first-rate, when I can go to the original? Why would I go to the imitation when I can go to the original? Now, if you can just go ahead and agree and say that college football is a development for the professional, it's semi-professional, it is professional, but they're striving to be players of the best league that give them the best possibility to further their employment status. All right, then I can work with you. Then I can say, yeah, all right, being a college football fanatic is like being an actor in a movie, or being a character in a movie. You know what you got to do, you know what you need to do, but you just don't do it because you haven't made it to that point in the plot where it's time to make up, or either when it's time to understand what you've done wrong. And we call that a plot twist. So the difference between a professional football fanatic and a college football fanatic is the level of believing the unbelievable or just following something to possibly its logical conclusion, even though it suggests that there's no conclusion, because starting with it to begin with is something that you probably shouldn't be doing when it's based on a false premise. And I just wanted to just come in here and have fun. I just wanted to just do what I need to do. I just wanted to have happy talk and just pat the other fanatics on the back. Yeah, we done leveled up. You've leveled up. You've moved to a different course. You have reached another level in your fandom. We reached the level where it's okay. But nah, this is the level where we start to differentiate the fans, the fanatics. You can either go the second place is the best route, or you can just go into the semi-reality route where number one is number one. That still doesn't mean you're rational, by the way. We're all still irrational in our own way. Some of us more than others, some of us more than others. But when the emperor has no clothes, the emperor has no clothes. That's just something you can't avoid. That's just something you can't unsee. That's something you can't undo. That bell, you cannot unring it. Once it's rung, it's making sounds. It's making noises. It's doing stuff that we probably should not be really paying attention to, especially when it's a helicopter or they're doing the helicopter. You know what that is. You know what that is.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.